those are significant milestones.
Oh, that's a great question. It was incredible.
Experience?
I think it was a great experience for our team because I think the conference does a fabulous job of really putting on a championship environment. And so it was great to see that. I think it was a great way to finish the year. And as I told the team, you know, once we were finished, that for those that weren't returning because they were graduating, hopefully this, you know, was a positive end. And for those that are still progressing on our program, hopefully this is motivation for the future that they want to come back.
Absolutely, I love that. So you have 16 talented ladies. Was anybody a crucial part of the team in the overall season?
I think this year different people stepped up at different times, which was really exciting. We already mentioned the 6 seniors. I think all of them at different points in the season played crucial roles. Like I think Kayla McDuffie, I don't think she missed a set all year. I think she played in every single set this season, which is a huge accomplishment to go an entire season without missing a set. And I think Jordan Johnson, I think for point to point, because she was a 6th rotation player, she never left the floor too, and I think had a lot of really impactful moments.
Awesome, I love that. Now that this season is over, your team has plenty of time to work on some of the plays. Maybe that weren't going your way. What are some things you're looking to improve for next season?
Well, I'll say right now they get a much earned break.
Yeah.
We don't really focus on things until we come back in the spring semester. Per NCAA rules, like we're out of Kara and things like that. So we won't really address a lot of that until we do January. It's going to be a big change for our team. You know, we're graduating 6, we're returning a good, strong core. But I think with each year you get into the gym, you look at your personnel, and you start to determine what's going to make this group successful. And that a lot is to be determined when you graduate a lot and then you bring in new players. I think cornerstones of our program will always be a big emphasis. Definitely the serve and pass game, and we're a heavy defensive team. And so those will always be a point of emphasis, but it will be also getting our younger players a little bit more acclimated to this level.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say if I was a future recruit looking for a spot on your team? What kind of characteristics are you looking for as a recruit? Because you're losing so many seniors.
This is going to sound simple, but it's not all the time. You just got to love to play volleyball. I know that sounds like a simple attribute, but it's a game. It should be fun. So when you play it, it should look like you're having fun out there. It should not look like it's work. I think that's really important to our program. But then we also have a culture of discipline in our program. You know, you show up on time, you do what's asked of you when it's asked of you. You know, you don't skip reps. You don't, you know, those types of things are really important. You're a quality student in the classroom. You're a quality member of the Queens community and in the greater Charlotte area. And I think those are basic cornerstones. They seem simple, but it's a great place to start.
It's like determination and making sure you're getting it done. Nice. Your team traveled all over Eastern U.S. this year. You traveled to Florida multiple times, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas. What's it like to travel with your team?
Well, we actually had some challenging road trips this year. You know, where there was a hurricane, so then a flight was canceled. Then we had a bus breakdown, which caused a really long road trip. So, I mean, I think we make the best of things. I think we roll with the punches pretty well. But, you know, I'll be honest, travel was challenging this year. And I think we did a really nice job of handling those adversities.
But traveling is always an experience. It's always fun, right? Yeah, I love it. Volleyball season goes by so fast, and all the traveling is exhausting. How do you keep your team motivated and engaged?
I think you've got to change things up.
Absolutely.
And so just little things that we can do at the end of the season that kind of revitalizes competition within our team is really, really important. Reminding of those small goals is really, really important. Creating little fun things that we can do on those road trips, like, you know, a nice dinner or, you know, something that can get our mind off of volleyball and into something more fun. We were really fortunate. A couple of our athletes hosted our team for dinners.
Oh, nice.
Which was great. Like for our senior night, one of the local families hosted us for brunch. And so those things definitely help kind of break things up and keep us motivated.
Nice. Where were you all hosted?
So we were hosted when we went to Wilmington, because we have some players from that area.
Oh, beautiful. Nice.
And then we have a player whose family's in Nashville. So when we went to play at Lipscomb, and then, like I said, one of our local athletes hosted us for a home game.
Awesome. Amazing. So volleyball season's over. Ready to relax a little. Do you have any Christmas traditions?
Oh, gosh, no. Sorry. We have, like, athletic family. My sister played college basketball growing up, so growing up, we were typically at some random tournament watching her play. My dad was a collegiate coach for football many years, so usually this time of year, if they had a good year, we were prepping for a bowl game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and traveling for a bowl game. So we don't have a lot of, like, we're a very non-traditional family, so we'll see. I think my sister's got a birthday, my grandmother's got a birthday, so I think we'll celebrate those, but
nice.
Yeah,
but you'll squeeze in some time for family.
But we don't do traditional family things.
Yeah. Okay,
So
nice. I love it. Thank you so much for visiting, I guess, talking to me. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
You for answers. Before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
I made the better choice, and so can you.
Coach Hendrick, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's your Thanksgiving?
It was great.
Good.
Like, nice to relax.
Good. Spend time with the family?
Yeah. Actually, I have 3 kids. We're potty training my twins, so maybe not that relaxing, but I think we were somewhat successful with our twins on potty
Nice.
training. So it was
I'm a
good.
twin as well, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Very good.
But she's in Canada, so.
Far away.
Yeah. So this is your second season here at Queens. What are you doing to make this team yours?
Oh my gosh, great question. I guess first the recruiting. It felt like last year it was so quick, right? We were moving freshmen in that we had never met before, and their parents were dropping them off and hoping for the best, right? And so, as easy or as good as you want to make that situation, it can be tough, right? So. I would say year 2, you got people in the building that want to be in the building and that we want to be in the building. So that's a real benefit and allowed us to really hit the ground running when practice started.
And after this past season, you had quite a few come out of the transfer portal to join you this year. How is that this year with the new team, combining guys? How's that going?
Yeah, we have a good group, a good combination of freshmen and transfers. We had some junior college transfers, so we're about half and half return and half being new, and I think they're gelling together really nice, and obviously, wanting to have expectations continue to elevate and put a really, really good product on the field.
Absolutely. Speaking of expectations, what are your future goals for this program?
Well, I think, you can have short-term and long-term goals. I think when I got the job, it was, we wanted to be in a position where we were going to be at the top of the ASUN by the time that we could qualify for the NCAA tournament. So we're still, that'll be 2 more full years away. So there's obviously things you got to have happen before you can get there. And I think making the conference tournament is a big deal. I think Dylan Lewis getting drafted was a really big deal because it starts showing the type of player and elevating the program when you start having Major League Baseball players or guys that are getting drafted. It shows that we can produce that level of talent. And so I think, at the end of the day, without getting into the short-term ones, I think by year 3, we want to be in a position where we have a chance to win the ASUN and then go make the NCAA tournament.
Oh, that's amazing. I love those goals. Speaking of Dylan Lewis, though, who was drafted to the MLB, how big was that for him and the team? Who do you think will fill his role?
Yeah, that's a Moneyball question more than anything. Moneyball is, the combination of players that have to fill one really, really good player. So I think that's what has to happen for somebody to fill his shoes. That's not a one person. He was so remarkable. 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases. I think, something for him, his skill set fit the way that we want to play, the way we want to coach. James and I, we like guys to be aggressive and run and hit for power. And so he got to be really himself, and I think he was healthy, and so all of those things led to obviously a really remarkable year. And I think anytime you get a chance to be a pro, that's pretty special.
Yeah.
So without speaking for him, I'm proud of him, and I think he's really excited. I know his family was really excited for him too. But to answer your question, it's going to take a number of people to fill what he did. I don't think we have anybody that's going to go hit as many home runs and steal as many bags.
Did he not break a record for how many home runs he had?
At Queens he did for sure. And there were only 2 players in the country that had 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases combined. So, so it was a really.
And that's so inspirational for all the other guys on the team as well who want to chase after his position.
Sure. I think for anybody, anytime you have a player drafted, guys come back and they see that is a possibility. If you produce at a really high level, you could continue to play at the next level, and that's something that we obviously want.
Absolutely. You have 7 senior captains this year. How would you like to see these guys showcase their leadership and help guide your team to the ASUN championship?
We talk about leadership all the time. You can't really fake it. So I'm not necessarily sure it's all seniors, but I would say, like our guys who have been in the program, Will Budnick or Nick Aldifer, that have been in the program since the beginning of their careers, right? Those guys want to leave Queens better than they found it, right?
Absolutely.
Better than where they showed up. So it's about leaving a legacy of being really proud of what they did and then where the program is. So, I think that's what those guys are trying to do. It's an everyday thing.
Yeah. Now that the preseason work is ending and you've watched a few scrimmages throughout the fall, who do you think we should be keeping an eye on this upcoming season?
Well, Landry Jureka, he took a huge step forward. I mean, he was our Friday guy last year, but he looks really, really good. We have some nice transfers on the mound. Kenson Green, a left-handed arm, and then Adrian Quesada is a right-handed arm from New York. Those three guys were really, really good all fall. Offensively, some really nice pieces. We got a couple transfers. Anibal Rivera is a shortstop from Butler Community College in Kansas.
Nice.
And then Justin Hudson was there as well at Butler. Both those guys transfer in and are really, really nice players. But there's been a lot of really good things. The funny thing in baseball is you got to wait, right? You do all fall and then you send them home and you wait a month and a half and get them back. So we'll see. Those guys that had good falls, I'm proud of them, but they got a lot of work to do between now and opening day. Do
you think it's tough for some of these guys coming from a community college to going right into a D1 position?
I think it's harder for a high school kid, honestly, but the JUCO kid there's a certain level of toughness that comes with playing junior college baseball, so we like those guys. Those guys are usually pretty ready to go and to impact things right away.
Absolutely, and they have a little bit of experience, I guess, as well. Yeah, for sure. A big event this year is with West Virginia coming to North Carolina, a couple games in a minor league park, and you get the Mountaineers for a game at the Stick. Tell me about that event and how it all come together.
Well, a good friend of mine is the head coach there now, and so that's really how it started. Our families are close, and so playing each other was something that was going to be fun one way or another. Now, getting it at Kannapolis, we've kind of created a good partnership there. So Friday, Saturday at Kannapolis against West Virginia should be really fun. I think it's week 3 of our season, so hopefully the weather's starting to turn a little bit and we get some nice weather. Then we play at Greensboro on Sunday, and then at the Stick on Monday. So really just two people that know each other really, really well is how it came together. But obviously hosting a team like that, hosting a West Virginia at Queens as we make the move to be in full-time Division I should be a really fun event for our players and for the people that are supporting.
Absolutely, and to watch some great baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have a young family, like you said, and I've been to plenty of games. They come out to watch you. What's it like to have your family there to support you?
Oh, my family's awesome. I'm a lucky guy. My wife's great. I don't know how she lugs those 3 kids up to the game, but she does. I don't think she gets to watch much, but yeah, I mean, as they grow, I got a 6.5-year-old he doesn't really care about baseball, but he likes the snacks and he likes the, high-fiving guys at the end. And then my twins are actually all in on baseball. They would like to be on the field, but there were a couple scrimmages this fall where they were screaming at me from the stands, which I don't know. There's no way to really describe that experience other than it's really great to have them there and have that level of support.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm sure they'll be to many more baseball games.
Oh yeah, they'll be as long as Mom will bring them out to them, and they'll be there. So, all
right, well, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay.
Thanks.
I made the better choice, and so can you.
Every journey has a starting point. Each student has a moment when talent and passion meet opportunity. At the intersection of challenge and support, self-discovery fuels breakthroughs, and leaders emerge prepared for what's next. I grew up loving music. It possesses this very real, very unique power for connection and healing, and my journey as a music therapist took shape here.
I discovered the pool offered a more level playing field and the chance to push my limits. At Queens, there's so much opportunity, and our potential for greatness accelerates with every step of our collective journey.
I've always had a knack for chemistry, and that talent has magnified since I got here, rippling out in new directions. I'm not afraid to take risks. I believe challenges make us stronger, and innovation only comes when we're willing to lean into the unknown.
I'm still not sure what the future holds, but whatever it is, Queens has prepared me for it.
My professors push me in the classroom and believe in my abilities.
My coaches, professors, all of us, we're one team, one family.
Here, my voice is heard. I'm given the freedom to be myself and charter new opportunities for change.
Here, strength comes from within.
Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness, where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
See all the Royals coaches live and in person during one of their many events held on the fields and courts of Queens University. All tickets for Queens home games can be purchased at queensathletics.com/tickets.
Welcome back. This is your Queens Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm Carolyn Rombats, and I'm here today with Coach McQuillan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. We'll jump right into it. You have a strong, amazing team of 37 girls. What do you think your biggest strengths are as a team this year?
It's a good question. A couple, but honestly, I would say the type of people we have on our team. They're very hungry. They are very loving towards one another and caring, but at the same time, like, they're super competitive. So they want feedback. They want to keep scoring practice. They like to talk a little smack to each other and keep things fun. But I would just say, again, the type of people, and then just the camaraderie that they've built upon like one another.
And the most part, you always see them together on campus. They're all friends.
Yeah.
They hang out.
They're always laughing. They're always making me laugh. And yeah, they're a fun group.
You have 3 captains this year, Bella, Kayleen, and Elise. Tell me more about these ladies and how they demonstrate their leadership on your team.
Yeah, good question. So my career at Queens actually started with those 3. They were freshmen when I started as the head coach. So it's just been awesome to see their transition as leaders and as people over like 3 years from freshman now to junior. But they've been on the field since they've been freshmen. Really, we want to hear from them in the heat of the moment, and they've just done such a great job getting the whole team behind them, working towards the same goal. And I can't not mention our senior class either. They are, again, full of wonderful people who are competitive and who want it, and they've just done a great job supporting these 3 captains, but also leading in their own way. So really strong leadership overall with our senior class as well.
I love it. And you were also a captain on your own lacrosse team when you played lacrosse your senior year. So you know what it's like to be a captain. What kind of advice would you give your 3 captains?
Oh goodness, that was a long time ago. Gosh, enjoy it. It goes by so fast, and I think you can get caught up in the, I gotta take care of everybody else, but like, don't miss the stuff that they're actually doing. Don't miss the life-changing conversations that they're having, and don't miss having fun on the field. So yeah, we've talked a lot about that, of like, how do we balance taking care of our team and then also playing. I mean, 2 of those, Elise and Kayleen, are also our returning leading scorers. So they got a big job to do, and Bella's back in the midfield, and they all have a lot of jobs to do. So yeah, just
absolutely
helping them balance everything.
So these 3 girls have grown so much throughout the past 4 years. What about you? Like, have you seen any growth within yourself and the team?
Oh, absolutely. I think I learn something new every day. And that, to me, is important. This job is my ministry. The girls are why I do it, just mentoring them. But gosh, I think I learned something about myself and about the job every single day. So the day I stop learning, I think, is the day I should probably stop coaching.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that day never comes.
Yes.
The goal is for every D1 team to win a conference title. What are your plans to win an ASUN championship?
So we want it. For lack of a better saying, we want it, and we're talking about it a lot. And now it's really just how are we going to do it? So we've broken down this season, specifically game by game, like what are measurable goals, not even the score. Like the score and the wins are going to take care of itself, but we're focusing a lot more right now on the process. Shooting selection, draw controls, ground balls. How are we going to win these individual battles within the game, within practices, so we can get that ultimate goal? But yeah, we're hungry. We want that trophy. We tasted it last year. I think we have a really competitive conference, so anybody can be anybody on any given day, which to me is the best conference. It's the best type of play and competition that you want. You have to show up.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots to talk about that, and yeah, we have a shelf reserved for that trophy in our locker room, so we're eager for it.
And everybody talks about the small goals. What kind of small goals do you have lined up for your team?
Yeah. So we put a big emphasis on fitness. I mean, we are running sport. We have to be able to outrun other teams.
Yeah.
But then scoring, I mean, we need to score more. We need to have possession more. We need to make more cause turnovers. So yeah, it's something we're talking about every day. And as we're wrapping up the fall and having some individual meetings of how can we get 1 more possession? How can we have the ball 3 more times than the other team, with the small room for margin of error that we've had in the last couple years.
Okay, that sounds amazing. I love it. You had 3 athletes out with injuries last year. How are they feeling, and are they ready to get back chasing to the ASUN championship?
Yes, they are back. They are ready. They are hungry, and they've worked their butts off.
I love
their
it.
teammates are really excited to have them back.
And since they're all friends, everybody's lifting each other up. Such an amazing energy on that team.
Oh, yeah.
But you are losing 8 girls this year, 6 seniors, your team manager, and a junior who's graduating early. These girls bring so much energy and excitement to the team. What's it like to watch these ladies grow up and then graduate?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I do the job, just to see them grow and mature. My kind of tagline is, once you go through the program, I want you to be ready to be your own boss as soon as you want to be. So just to see them grow in a safe, loving, but I'm going to push you kind of environment, it means the world to me. And again, that's why I do the job. But I have those moments where I'm holding back tears of a proud mama bear. So yeah, it makes me so proud.
And that is the real world too, the leadership, the determination, the ambition. You have to put it out there for yourself too.
Yeah. And lacrosse is just the platform to help them grow and become better human beings. And we're going to win some games in the meantime too.
And make some great memories.
Yeah.
You spent some time in Uganda, is that correct? As a coach, are you still coaching there, still helping out there?
Yeah, so our staff has actually moved to South Africa, so we have goals of starting the national team there. So we went down last December to kind of get the ball rolling, taught about 30 kids what lacrosse was, how to hold a stick, how to cradle, how to pick up a ground ball, and then the rest of the staff, they're actually heading back there at the end of this week. I took the winter off. I need a little break before the season, but we're hopefully going back in August. So it's been a wonderful time in Africa. I just have a heart for just going there and giving and teaching this sport. I think it's so cool that you can communicate. It's the same language, they speak English, but different backgrounds, and you can communicate through the sport of lacrosse. It's really neat.
Tell me more about how this started. This is amazing.
Yeah, so I met, he was the head coach of Uganda at the time, but I met him through Fellowship of Christian Athletes and just kind of ran into each other one day at a lacrosse tournament. He was coaching at the same time, and he said, hey, do you want to go to Uganda and coach with me? And I'm like, yes, let's do it. I've been saving all of my old sticks like for my whole life, and I always had somewhere, like some thought in the back of my mind of like, I'm gonna go and serve somewhere and bring these sticks, and that was just pretty cool to kind of see it come full circle and to go to Africa.
And you talked about your ministry a little bit earlier. Is this kind of part of it? Yeah. And nice, I love it. That's amazing. So we're about a week until Christmas break. Does your team have any Christmas traditions?
Oh, good question. So we have the team holiday party at my house tomorrow night.
Nice.
Pasta and Provisions, they do a great job with their lasagna, so we get those for the girls.
Nice.
They have some nice little holiday gifts coming their way, and then a tradition they do their Secret Santa. I'm sure most teams do that, but they also perform like holiday skits by class.
Really?
So yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag of what we get. Get some singing, some
dancing.
The
skits, that's amazing.
It's actually really, really funny. So I'll save some videos and send them your way.
Yeah, you should. Please do. What's the best skit that's like been done?
Honestly, I don't know if I could pick one.
Okay.
Like my stomach's hurting laughing afterwards. That's what I mean. They're just a fun group. They're genuine. They really, truly love one another, and I think that's just what makes them a great team. But yeah, the skits are a fun tradition.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, likewise.
Awesome.
Here, strength comes from within.
It's perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida. From the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasting in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12-member institutions provide every collegiate experience from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
I made the better choice, and so can you.
Get ready for the ASUN Women's Soccer Championship. Watch the top teams battle it out for the crown and a ticket to the NCAA tournament. Catch all the action live starting October 31st on ESPN+.
See all the Royals coaches live and in person during one of their many events held on the fields and courts of Queens University. All tickets for Queens home games can be purchased at queensathletics.com/tickets.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Carolyn Rambez. This is the Queens University of Charlotte Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm here with Coach Neely No. How are you today, Coach?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great as well. Coach, you had a fun season, some great wins, but one win in particular against Western Carolina where both your captains scored. These ladies showcased what it's like to be a leader daily. What does this mean to your team?
Well, Western Carolina is such a prolific program here in the state, and it's such a strong state when it comes to soccer in general. So to pull a result off of a team like that just shows the growth that the program's had over these first 3 seasons in Division I. And as you mentioned, having Maddie and Sophia both be those goal scorers, I do think it shows really the heart of this group and the program and the legacy that they left behind being seniors this season, because they've been here from the get-go. They were here prior to the transition being announced, and they took us through it, and they've left us in a better place than where they started.
Absolutely. And their leadership has been showcased across all 4 years. Absolutely. Your goalkeeper, Kelsey, is a transfer from Idaho State, had an outstanding season, winning goalkeeper of the week multiple times throughout the season. What is it like to get a talent like that out of the portal and to have such an addition onto your team?
Yeah, she was fantastic right away. There was a reason we found each other. She was eager to find a place that was going to allow her to pursue soccer at the high level that she was playing at and continue her passion for nursing. So Queens was just a great fit. And with some of our roster situations and graduating players, it just made sense. And then she came in, earned the starting role, and really continued to showcase and earn her position on the team from game to game. There were results that we had simply because she kept us in a match and allowed us to hold a clean sheet or keep somebody else off of a scoreline. And then there are others that she helped us keep close. So that in itself was really special. So have somebody come in and so quickly leave their mark was pretty significant.
Amazing. I asked a few of the girls where the coolest places you all traveled this year as a team, and they all said Michigan State.
That's fair.
Could you see this as a continued opponent, and are there any other intriguing games fans should be looking out for?
Yeah, it's always fun to test yourselves. At the time they were the number 5 team in the country. After that, they had reached all the way up to number 1 and always finished in the top 10. They made the Sweet 16 in terms of tournament play. So we knew that they were going to be significant. I mean, coming off of the last 2 seasons where they'd won a Big Ten championship, going to a storied athletic department, a beautiful field in East Lansing, and playing against such a quality team, it is an experience that sometimes you don't always get. So it was special. It was a lot of fun. I had a dad after the game come up and be like, "That was incredible." And I was like, "Did you know what the score line was?" They're like, "That was great." There is something to that. There's something special. I mean, I have wonderful memories being a player, and I remember playing against this person and playing against that person. And for some of our players who aren't planning to go pro, those are the things that they're going to take. I remember playing against Gaynor at Michigan State. Now she's in the professional leagues and she's on the national teams, and those types of things are really unique and special. So we'll always find those opponents. Nothing, we have some quality non-conference lined up for next year. Nothing that can be announced because it's not publicized yet, but we'll always have those special one-offs where we really get those opportunities to play those truly special programs that are pushing the level of our sport at the national clip.
Absolutely. So it's not really about the score all the time. It's about the experience. So what's it like traveling with your team? How amazing was that for you?
Yeah, and it is. It always is about that score line, but it's also okay to recognize it's a marker. This is where we are now. When you go up against a program like that, it's okay to understand that you're going to try to take that result. But also own that it probably isn't going to happen. But as we continue, the goal is to get closer and closer in that level, to push ourselves to be more dangerous, to be more successful against that type of an opponent. So traveling in that way, getting to fly in a non-conference is unique for us. So that was fun. Going up to a new state that a lot of our players either haven't been to before or haven't been to in a collegiate aspect is really lovely. And they're just fun to spend time with. So really, those off-field moments, as a student athlete yourself, those are the times you almost remember more than those on-field things. The celebrations, the fun they had during that trip, the experience of going up and seeing those types of campuses, you almost remember more than what that score line was. Because they're the things that linger and what you spend the most time reminiscing about.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, especially as a student athlete. I remember so much of just the time I've actually spent with my team. I have seen some clips of you floating around in some field hockey gear. How much fun has it been trying out other sports? Is there any sport that you'd like to try?
I want to do more. There are hidden way down deep is some volleyball somewhere that hasn't surfaced yet for various reasons. I love it. I love it. My peers, I mean, you've gotten to talk with some of them this week. They're excellent at what they do. So getting to spend time with them, getting to kind of put the player shoes back on and just try to learn something, throwing ourselves in the deep end, being out of our depth so that we can just try. I was a goalkeeper in soccer, so to throw on that much gear and try to do the same thing, I was exhausted by the end of it because it's so different than what we do. So that's fun. I mean, there's so many we talked about and we just haven't had the opportunity to film or really re-engage in the idea yet. But the goal is actually to have you guys do it. I want the players to go and play each other in different sports. I think that would be.
Childers and I can.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Yeah.
Childers and I can absolutely take you golfing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
It won't be pretty, but the ball will consistently move closer to the hole, just at different increments than is planned.
So since Christmas is almost here, does your team have any fun Christmas traditions?
Yeah,
I've heard about some mugs.
Yeah, we do. We have a mug exchange. It's fun. We have a great eclectic group, so we have a lot of different ways and different religious affiliations, different traditions and families, and that everybody comes. But the thing that we've landed on to really be direct but kind of have a lasting effect is we have a bit of a Secret Santa mug exchange, so it keeps it a little simple, but who doesn't love a good mug? And now when you pull out that mug, you'll think of the exchange or you think of that teammate that gives it to them. Every now and then a mug comes out that elicits so much laughter and they're like, we can't tell you the story. I'm like, okay, I don't want to know. But it's a nice way to kind of finish up the fall semester because we don't really get to work with each other in these last couple weeks, so we'll bump into each other a little bit during, it's so funny, you spend so much time together that once you spend even the Thanksgiving week away, it feels like a month, even though it's only a week.
Absolutely.
So it'll be a nice little thing to cap off as they wrap up finals, have a little hot chocolate, and then send them on their way so we can get back going in 25.
Well, speaking of mugs, I drink coffee every day. But only with peppermint during the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your go-to holiday beverage?
I will recommend, especially in the holidays, a little bit of cinnamon and, funny enough, some orange in it. Like a citrus hit. It's like a cider, so it really kind of has a nice holiday aromatic quality to it. You can find some every now and then, but you might have to kind of order off the secret menu if you can remember it. So I would give it a try if I were you.
Yeah. I will do that for sure. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for allowing me to host you today. Thank you so much, everybody else, for tuning in. I am Carolyn Rombetz. This is your Queen's University of Charlotte Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina.
That's a great question.
It was incredible.